Feeling a little bit overwhelmed, lost, stressed in your life lately, you're not alone. For many of us in midlife, it's a season full of changes that we're juggling. Changes in our careers, our family structure, our health, even our identities. But what if I told you there was some simple practices that you could do every day to bring back a sense of control and balance and calm? I'm talking about mindfulness and meditation. Stay with me because in a few minutes, I'm going to dive into the real struggles that we face in our midlife years. And I'm going to give you some practical exercises that you can do to fight each one of those challenges that you may be facing in your life right now. By the end of this video, you will have the tools that you need to create a small sense of peace in your life no matter the chaos that's going on around you. Hey everyone, I'm Christine. I am the creator of Healthy Her Midlife, the YouTube channel, as well as the blog, healthyhermidlife.com. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps me reach amazing midlife women just like you. Okay, today I'm talking about the 6 most common things that women in our midlife years struggle with and how mindfulness and meditation can help ease those struggles. Struggle number 1 is stress over having a multiple of roles that we find ourselves in our midlife years. We might be mothers, we might be mothers to adult children, we might be empty nesters, we might be spouses, we might be caretakers of our aging parents, we may have taken on additional roles in our careers. That's 6 things right there. And that doesn't even include being sister, cousin, daughter, aunt, grandmother. Like, there are a lot of roles that we're dealing with right now. All of this different role switching that we do every day leads to increased stress in our lives and can often lead to burnout as well. So when you're feeling that stress and anxiety starting to hit, one great way that you can fight that stress in the exact moment is to take 1 minute to just breathe deeply. I've actually done this in the car when I am driving through traffic that is on a road that has a lot of construction. For some reason, that creates a lot of anxiety in my mind. And so I've done this trick myself in the car, and this works anytime. So all you have to do is set a timer on your phone or your watch for 1 minute, and then take deep breaths in and out. And you keep doing that for 1 minute. Count how many breaths that you're taking, because then, especially in the car, you'll know how many deep breaths to take for that 1 minute. And then you don't have to time yourself anymore. So for me, I think it's like I can get 11 breaths in 1 minute. So especially when I'm in traffic, I know I can take 11 deep breaths. That's going to be 1 minute to calm me down. And it really works and it's easy. So the other thing that you can try in the moment is a body scan meditation. And what that means is you're going to start at the top of your head and you're going to notice any feelings in your scalp. And then you're going to move down to your face. Could you relax your face? Then you move down to your neck. Is your neck feeling tense? What is it feeling? Can you relax your neck? Then you go to your shoulders, same thing, and you go all the way down till you get to your toes. This is a great way to just really check in with yourself in the moment and calm yourself down. Relax the muscles that are tensing up. This also helps you notice that when you are stressed, maybe you feel tightness in your chest, like I do, or you feel your shoulders shrug up to your ears. I do that too. So the more that you practice this body scan, the more you'll be able to see, oh, I'm doing this again. And you don't even realize how stressed you are until you can feel the physicalness hit. And then that's your cue to calm down. Our second challenge that we face in our midlife years is a change in our own identity. For years, I was a mom. And as my children graduated from high school and went off to college, the nest started to empty, and I was faced with, who am I now? What role do I play now? And even if you don't have children, you might be feeling this at work, in your career as well. A change in identity is really jarring. One of the ways I like to reduce this challenge in my life is a loving kindness meditation. And if you've never done a loving kindness meditation, it really is a gift to yourself. So you're going to think about three things that you want in your life. So it's going, and you're going to word it to yourself in your mind. You don't have to say this out loud, but you're going to say something like, may I be happy. May I find joy. May I be at peace. Or may I be healthy. May I feel strong. These are all great wishes for yourself. So you're going to think of like three things that you could say to yourself in that way. May I feel this. May I be happy. May I feel love. May I feel empowered. May I be at peace. And I would say that maybe 2 rounds as you're breathing. And then the other part of loving kindness is you first show that loving, that kindness to yourself, and then you express it to others. So after you say, may I be happy, may I feel love, may I be at peace, you're going to think of someone that you care about, and you are going to say, may you be happy, may you find love, may you be at peace. And then you can also go into maybe think about someone who is a challenge for you. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a neighbor, and you're going to say in your mind, and you're going to think of that person, and you're going to say the same thing. May you be happy. May you find love. May you be at peace. And then the last part of loving kindness meditation is to think of the whole, like a community of people, and think, may we all be happy. May we all find love. May we all be at peace. And just saying those words right now makes me feel so peaceful and zen. I just love it. The second thing that you can do to reduce the impact of your identity shift is to just take 5 minutes in the morning and journal about all of your strengths and accomplishments, all of the things you're grateful for, the things that make you happy. Really focus on those things in your journaling, and eventually what will come up for you will be, okay, so my identity is shifting now, but I have all of these other things that I'm proud of, happy of, or looking forward to. The third thing that us women in midlife face, and this is the most common one, is hormonal changes and shifts. The biggest is the drop in estrogen, obviously, and that leads to all kinds of disruptions in our sleep, in our mood. I'm even having problems with my shoulder. I've got frozen shoulder now, not because of an injury or surgery or anything like that. It's because the only thing attributed to my frozen shoulder is because I'm in menopause. So these changes in hormones leads to a lot of emotional changes. And I don't know about you, but when I feel changes in my body like this, that makes me even more emotional. So a great way that I fight really strong negative emotions is to do a kind of a mindful acceptance practice. Instead of saying, I am angry or I am grieving, I say instead to myself, I say, there is anger, there is grief. It helps me get a little bit of space between me and those really powerful emotions that tend to consume us, right? So if we can get a little bit of space between us and that emotion, it helps you find more perspective in the moment. Instead of saying, I am angry, and saying, there is anger instead, it forces your brain to not identify with the anger. You recognize that there is anger, but you, like, it's not consuming you. You are not anger. There is anger. The second thing you can do is kind of a sleep meditation. So you can, as you get into bed and you lie down and just kind of do a body scan, like I suggested before. Start at the top of your head and find every muscle that is tensing up and just focus on it melting into your mattress and just creating a lot of relaxation and helping to drop that anxiety as well when you're trying to go to sleep. Okay, the fourth challenge that we deal with in midlife is a change in a shift in relationships. And that could mean maybe you've lost some friends. Maybe your relationship with your partner is becoming a little more challenging. Now that the kids are out of the house, you've got a new relationship with your kids too. They're all adults now, they're all grown ups, and they can make their own decisions. They don't need mom anymore for telling them what to do. They want mom for advice. So, with all of these shifts in our relationships, sometimes that leads us to feelings of loneliness or loss. And a great way to fight this is a gratitude meditation. So you're going to think about the relationship that you're struggling with at the moment, and think about all the things that you're grateful for with that relationship and with that person. And also be sure to think about ways that you're grateful for the relationship right now. This is especially great for mothers with adult children. You can think about how you can relate to your adult children on a deeper level now that you couldn't before. That's something to be grateful for. You can be grateful for the opportunity to be more vulnerable with them. That's something that I know personally, I did never felt like I could be vulnerable with my little small children. But now that they're adults, maybe I can say a little bit more about what's on my mind, whether they want to hear it or not. Another great way that you can work on this challenge with relationships is being mindful in your communication style. So, really pausing before you respond, being an active listener, and sometimes even responding to somebody in a way that you are reiterating what they're saying, expressing empathy for what they're saying. Now, these are just techniques that you could try to help reduce the heat in a conversation. The fifth challenge that we combat in our midlife years kind of goes along with those hormonal changes, and that's going to be physical changes. As we get older and we have experienced that drop in estrogen, our bodies are changing, they're aging, and there's nothing wrong with what our body is doing right now. This is normal, this is what it should be doing, but it's still scary. You know, seeing the crepey skin and the gray hairs, if that upsets you, it doesn't upset me. I'm excited for gray hair. Feeling a loss in muscle mass, that's one of the things that's really challenging for me right now. All of these changes in our physical bodies can also attack our self-esteem with our body image. You know, and the media and society doesn't help with that. Everywhere we look, we see young, beautiful women whose mostly bodies are not attainable at all. You know, at our age, we should know this by now, but it still doesn't feel good to see that our bodies are changing, we're getting older, and yet culture standardizes and celebrates youthfulness. So, where does that leave us in our midlife years? So, you can tell this one is a hard one for me because this is a challenge for me. So, one of the ways that I think about fighting this challenge of body image and positivity, body positivity meditation, I think about all of the things my body can still do. I'm still very flexible. I still have strength. I still have amazing balance. So, all of those things I think about in my meditation and express gratitude for. And sometimes I think about how hard my body tries for me. Like, oh, it's such a powerful thought to feel like your body is your best friend and it's just loving you so hard. And all it wants is for you to love it back. And another thing that I really love to do with this challenge is to mindfully move. And a lot of times for me, that turns out to be yoga or going on a walk. Just going on a walk and appreciating how well your body can move. Maybe it doesn't move as fast as it used to. Maybe your hip is hurting or your shoulder is hurting, but you're still out there and you're still moving and you're still getting through the day. And I like to think about my five senses and gratitude for my five senses, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm smelling, what I'm touching, what I'm hearing. I'm just grateful for all of that. Okay, and the last challenge that we have in our midlife years is fear of the future and uncertainty. I don't know why it hits us harder than it did when we were younger. None of us have ever had an insight into the future. It's like all of a sudden now it's a really big deal. And I think it's because we're just going through so many changes. We've gone through the hormonal stuff and the physical stuff and relationships and career and changes in identity and roles. All of this is like creating like what's next? What is going to hit us next? And that can create a lot of fear and anxiety. The way that I like to use mindfulness to kind of bring myself back to the present moment and not worry about the future so much is, like I've said a couple of times in this video, which is checking in with my physical senses, my five senses. Like what are some things that I'm hearing right now? What are some things that I can feel right now? Like I can feel air on my skin. I can feel the clothes on my skin. I can hear our dryer going right now. I can hear cars outside my house. I can see the room I'm in. I can see all the colors. I can taste the remnants of the toothpaste in my mouth right now. You know, when you're feeling this anxiety for the future, bring yourself back to the right now and think about what can you see, touch, taste, hear, and feel. Wait, always figuring, what can you see, smell, hear, touch? What's the fifth one? I don't know. I must not have that sense. Anyhow, go through your senses and let your senses bring you back to the right now. And another really great meditation tool for this type of anxiety is to go ahead and visualize the future, but visualize it in a way that you want the future to look. Where are you living? How do you look? What are you doing? Are you exercising every day? Are you doing yoga? Are you going for long walks? Who are you living with? Who do you talk to on the phone every day? Think about the future you, your future self, and think about how you want your future to look. And the more you focus on how you want your future to be, the more that your mind will be directed to get to that future. Okay, ladies, if you are still with me, thanks for sticking it out. That was 6 challenges that we're facing in midlife, and maybe some of them struck you uh, more than others did. I know for me, some things definitely strike me hard, and some things I don't worry about quite yet. Don't forget about the Fall into Wellness Challenge. We are actually in our last week, week 8. And in the workbook, this week's worksheet offers you a lot of different ways to incorporate mindfulness and meditation in your life. And then there's a box that you can jot down your favorite ideas, and you can track off what items that you've done that week, and then a spot to also note down how it made you feel. Anyhow, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the Fall into Wellness series all itself. Drop a note in the comment section and let me know how you did. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all of your friends. Let them know that what they are going through, you are going through, we all are going through. And if you can think of any other challenges that I missed, I want to hear those too. Have a great week, ladies, and I will see you next time on Healthy Her Midlife.